Hello.
Hello and good morning, Yolanda. How are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
Absolutely fantastic. I'm so proud of you for bringing this story forward, not just because of how old you are, but because you have it in your heart to preserve history. And I love that about you.
Well, thank you. That really means a lot. Thank you for giving me this platform to be able to share the book.
Well, we need voices like yours because you know how history is in this country. We tend to want to forget it. But on the 95th birthday of your grandfather, you're saying, hey, look, something did happen and it continues to have a force even today.
Right. Yes, you were completely correct about that.
How did you know in your heart that it was time to write this book? Because, you know, authors walk, about on the planet every day, and then all of a sudden, boom, it hits us. I'm writing a book.
Well, I guess from a young age, I'd always been told, oh, you're going to write a book one day about, like, all this stuff that you're saying. Like, this is great stuff, I'm sure. Or people would be like, oh, I'm sure she'll have a book in no time. And so I always thought, yeah, I'll have a book. And then eventually, like, it kind of was on my bucket list. But I didn't know that it would happen so soon. And I'm really grateful because I think that now, I think the nation and really the world is ready for a book that is inspiring. I think that we've been informed of the information and we know about what's going on, and especially in 2020 we saw more people having talks, we saw an awakening, but and that is a milestone in and of itself, but now we must actually find a way to encourage people. And so this book, in my opinion, is almost as though it pays homage to the past, but also it's a pitch. It kind of, if you look at the way first starting with the past and introducing the product, and then going to the present and the potential, I feel like we're almost pitching to the world and to kids what our world can look like, and to kind of to engage people, to get people involved, to bring inspiration. I think that now people know of these issues, but we need to find something that will encourage people, because sometimes these conversations, yes, they're great, yes, it's progress, but we must do something to really inspire people, to get people involved, to encourage people to do something, because this can be discouraging sometimes.
Yeah, so many times people think that when it comes to having a voice, that means that they've got to be activated in groups and circles that are going to bring big change. All you have to do is participate, become activated with your word, and get with people that can share your word and get into those communities.
Correct. You are correct once again.
And it takes books like this to give people the voice, because we all have that voice. We've got to stop running away, and that's why we need a book like this.
Exactly, yes, exactly.
So how do you activate it in your own personal life? Because, putting the book out there is one thing, but I have this feeling inside my heart that you are really involved with your community.
Well, I think that I'm really interested in finding creative solutions. I think that without creativity, we can't find solutions to these issues. I mean, if you look at every invention, the phone, or even something as simple as something we take for granted, such as a seat, someone was creative enough to make that invention to a legitimate problem we had. And so I think that we can do the same thing with these issues, and really been spending time thinking about or finding ways to come together, or researching people who really have solutions and creative solutions to these issues that we have. And so doing that and following peers and engaging in service, I think that's one of the best ways to be involved. Engaging in service, yes. Doing a service to the community and everyone. Really, the thing about serving is that it's great because everyone can do it. And so we've been working on making service even more accessible, because for the 95th birthday, there will be a launch of an initiative which we call Realizing the Dream, which for 5 years will be encouraging the country to engage in service and obtain a large amount of service hours as almost a present for my grandfather's 100th birthday in the next 5 years.
One of the things that I've learned through spirituality is what we do today affects the next 7 generations. You are the second generation after your grandparents. Look at the energy of what they did, and you continue it today.
Yes. Wait, was that a question?
No, it's more of a statement. It's also, how are you able to embrace it? Because to have that living seed still inside of you is so inspiring to me.
Well, I think because of human nature, and of course I am human, there are times where I feel discouraged, or there are times where things get hard, and there's always that pushback. But really, I think, to answer your question, going to the past, seeing the fortitude of my grandparents and their peers and those involved in the movement, because if you ask me, that took a lot of strength. That took a lot of, with all they had to endure, that took a lot of, my new favorite word is fortitude. And so you'll hear me using that a lot. And so then being able to have, I guess, that type of strength and power is what really inspires me. And also seeing my peers and seeing that there are so many people who are around my age or who are in my age group who are so concerned about these issues and who also stand with me, to know that I'm not alone, to know that there are people who are just as passionate about me, to see that there are people who still have passion. That's really encouraging and inspiring to me, and seeing other activists who are around my age.
I'm glad you talked about how the younger generation is thinking, because I did a feature yesterday on iHeartRadio that was 100% based on the people that I talk with that go, I don't think about it, because if I think about it, it gives me anxiety. And I go, no, right. You've got to think about this, and you've got to activate it. That's why it's so important that you continue your word.
Right, exactly. And so I believe that as well with the book, yes, you think about it, but you don't have to have anxiety. Because I get it. Yes, sometimes it can make people really anxious, and so being able to talk about it, but also being able to remind people of the potential of our world. I think so often we forget about the potential we can reach, and we're so focused on talking about the issue and talking about our current state, and that's what's causing the anxiety. I think we need to talk about it and also be like, and here is the solution, and here is the type of world we're going to have. I remember having conversations with people and then coming out of those conversations and being very, very discouraged, and it can be draining. So we need to talk about it, but we need to talk about it in a new light, a new way that allows people to. Yes, I think if you're not concerned about these issues, then that's a whole other issue in and of itself. But we need to be able to talk to it to a point where we're not anxious, and I think the best way to do that is to be able to share the type of world we have, and to also focus on solving the problem instead of just lingering and staying, I guess, sad and about the problem.
Yeah. I'm just so proud of you. I cannot wait to talk to you more and more in the future as you continue to grow with this universe.
Well, thank you for having me and allowing me to share a little message.
Well, you be brilliant today, okay, Yolanda?
I will. Thank you.